Hi guys, it's Heavenly here again and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today in this video I'm gonna be showing you how I do fluffy braids with extension. And before I start with the whole process, I need to detangle the hair. Well, the hair is already washed but needs to be moisturized first before I start the whole braiding process. She has very coarse, high density, low porosity hair, so because of her hair type and texture, I have to detangle in more sections. As I always say, the bigger the hair, the bigger, coarser the hair, the more section you work in. So I have to detangle in smaller sections, like I do for myself, because I have very coarse, high density, low porosity, tightly curled hair. So you need to be careful when you're handling such hair, because you can't put it in bigger section. It has to be in smaller section for you to detangle the hair with ease, and for the person to also not feel too much tension on her scalp. So this is my auntie Kakra. Her hair is very coarse, very coarse, and I have to detangle in smaller sections to make the work effortless. So after detangling the whole hair, I now brushed all the hair. So I was still detangling, yeah. I was still detangling. You can see there are a lot of sections that I detangled her hair in. After everything, I gathered the hair up and secured it with the satin rope. So I'm starting from the nape area, as you all know. And from the nape area, I always start with 3 sections. If the person's nape area is not that big, I start with 3 sections, sometimes 4. But normally, I always start with 3 sections. Then the next line is 4. Styling hair is a calculation. You have to calculate the sections that you put the person's hair in. And I always like to put my braids in boxes so that it will be easy for the person to apply anything on the scalp. And when it's time for the person to wash in braids, the person will be able to wash with ease in clean section. So I started by feeding in the extension. So it's a 3 strands that I'm using to braid the hair. So as the technique that I use, most people when they are doing knotless, they take the extension in smaller portions and they feed till they are done with the whole thing. But I only use 3 sections, 3 strands. So that because the thing is braids. So braids, you need 3 strands to braid the hair. So I only take 3 strands of the extension to braid from the roots to the ends, not feed smaller sections till you are done. It makes the root of the braids tiny, and it's going to put a lot of pressure on the roots, which you have to be very careful when dealing with our type of hair, because black people mostly lose hair from their roots because of the way we handle the hair and the braids that we do for our hair, or the braids that we wear all the time. So it's left with the crown area. And see, this is the first section that I'm feeding in, and I hold it from the tips so that it makes the hair, it makes it longer. So this is the second one. I'm going to add a third one because it is braids. We are using 3 sections. So when I do flat twist, I use only 2 sections of extension. And I braid to the ends and twirl the tip. Always 3 sections. I think in my next video I'm going to show how I prep the hair for this style. Some people will take the extension, they won't do anything to the extension and start braiding with it. Doesn't help at all. You have to prep the hair. You have to prep it before you use it to braid the hair, so that it blends well with the person's natural hair. So I've taken the first section as I did earlier on the other one. Then this is the next one. It was too big, so I made it take some out. Then the second one. Then the last one, because it is braids, and when it comes to braids, you use 3 sections to create the hairstyle. You have to be gentle when doing the fluffy braids. You don't have to make it tight so that it looks fluffy. You don't do fluffy braids like the normal braids we do. It's like the normal braids that we do. So don't forget, always work in smaller sections. The bigger the hair, the smaller sections you work in, so that you, the hairstylist, you don't suffer when detangling the hair, and the person that you are working on to doesn't feel too much pain on the scalp. You have to be gentle. So it was left with the last strand, and I couldn't wait to, I think it was left with the last but one strand. I couldn't wait to finish. And those of you that think black hair can't grow big, long, and healthy, it's about time you stop thinking that way, because our hair really grows. The hair grows from the roots, not the tips. So you have to change that mindset. The moment you have that mindset, it means that your brain is going to work towards it to make you not grow your hair big, long, and healthy, because you've already tuned your mind. So I always say, how can a hairstylist love your hair when she doesn't love her own? You have to choose your hairstylist right, and the hairstyles that you go for too, you have to choose it right. So after everything, because it's an extension, this is what I do at the end, so that it secures it well enough. But if it is the person's own natural hair, I don't rub it between my palms, because it's going to create knots. But because it's an extension, I'm rubbing it between my palms so that it secures the ends. I'm done with everything. And this hairstyle, you can wash it when it's dirty. When there's build-ups in it, you can keep it for 3 to 4 months, and it doesn't create any knots. I'm going to show when we are about to take it off. I'm going to show you how I take the braids off, and you see that there will be no knots. The length will be less. But there will be no knots. It's so easy to unravel. Doesn't create any knots. I love this hairstyle so much. I've done it on myself before, but I did it without extension. Wearing it without extension is also dope and beautiful. She kept looking at herself because she couldn't wait to go and show it to her husband. And she's also a hairstylist. She's my auntie, she's a hairstylist. But she learned it the old way. The tight styles that they used to do for people, and I've taught her the right way to treat people's hair. So now she's also extending the love and the care to her clients. That's how you're supposed to do. You have to impart people who are willing to learn, not people that wants you to force them to learn. She's my auntie. She's a hairstyle. She has learned how to do, like, yes, she has learned the hairstyling skill, but she wasn't using it. And I told her one day that she should come so that I teach her how she should treat people's hair. Because when I was a child, she used to braid my hair and she would tighten it so much and I'll feel so much pain. And I always unraveled the hair she braided for me because she was making it so tight, and I felt she was being mean to me. And I always ended up taking it off. But now, when I grew up and I learned the natural hair language, the correct way in handling African hair, I told her to come for me to train her. And she was so humble. It doesn't matter. She didn't care I am old. She's older than me, and she has catered for me before, and she has even carried me at her back before. She came here, she humbled herself, and I taught her the right way. So after everything, I applied a little good butter on the hair to create some sheen on the hair. And voila, yeah, that no tension, no pain. Don't let anybody lie to you that beauty is pain. Beauty is never pain. Choose your hairstylist right, and choose the hair products that you use right. Have a routine that you follow consistently, and watch how your hair is going to turn out positively. You're going to grow big long hair if you believe, and do the right things to your hair. Don't let anybody tell you that your hair can't grow.